Hi guys, so I'm going to show you my Jade variation and then we'll talk about the other variations that the pro are using. So I think Delia's dance is necessary now and I'll show you why. So my variation is the following here. So we have the pole vault. That's usually the one that people give up, right? And I have the blazing nitro kick, which is the double kick, you know, the kick in the same direction when you amplify, because without it you can't amplify the pole vault. And I use the pole vault for many reasons, but for pressure, especially after the 3-4-3 string, because you get new combos, right? Usually you just get this and then it becomes dangerous because there's a flawless block gap right here. Now I usually like the pole vault because I can do this. There's a flawless block gap, but it's harder to get than this one when you mix them both because they're not the same frame, right? You might be waiting for that one and blocking accordingly, and then all of a sudden this is the thing that hits you. So when you mix it up between this, sometimes this, they're less likely to try to flawless block you with that string. Otherwise, if you only have this one, right, it's easy to look out for, except when you have this one here and this one here as an ender. So that's why I like to have that one. For the plus frames, which by the way, when you do this and you continue pressure, this becomes 8 frames, right? So if you really want to gel, you have to use down 1. If they're pressing a button, let's say they're poking you with a, I don't know, a down 1 that's 7 frames, they're gonna win. So what you want to do is down 1 after that, because that's 7 frames. 7 minus 3 equals 4, right? Or you can push them away with this one, but then down 4 becomes 10 minus 3, 7. Anyway, so you know that tech, right? You know that pressure. It's hard to take back your turn against Jade because of that string. And I use the pole vault. I don't even have the cancel. I just use it for pressure and also to counter zoning, right? Because you're here, you're like, alright, and then you come in. And you end with a mid or something like that, right? So it's good for that. And then I have Delia's dance on hit, because when you do that, either you can do this one to continue your pressure, that's plus 10, or you can do this, it's plus 8, but you don't even have to amp it, right? Because if you amp it, it just puts them down. But I like this one because I don't waste a bar. I do this and it's a gel, and then you continue pressure. No matter what that pressure looks like. Might be this, or you might simply go for a grab. But now I'll show you what the pros have used. So this one, I think it was Tekken Master that used this variation. He doesn't have the running stance, so the pressure is a bit less. You're not going after plus frames. What you're looking for is the same thing here, gelling after the back 3 with the Delia's dance. And by the way, what pros will do is sometimes it will end like this, or sometimes it will end with Delia's dance on block, because there's no gap. See? The AI is on flawless block. There's no gap. You reset neutral, it's minus 7. You're in range for the back 2. And sometimes even what they do, they just leave it there. Even though this is unsafe, minus 13. When they've been amping it the whole time, from time to time you can get away with not amping it, because your opponent will expect an amp, right? And since it throws off that pattern, they have to react, they don't react, then you have time to block again, even though it's technically punishable. But alright, so I saw Tekken Master use this variation of Jade. He has the Air Razorang and the Adenian Spark and the Delia's dance. So you use the Delia's dance when up close. You use the Razorang from pretty much almost any distance, except maybe like from here, or even like here. If you do this, this is plus. People are forgetting this. The Air Razorang, no matter where you are, if you amp it, the amp will touch, okay? Look, I'm full screen, I amp it, it's a mid, it touches. Whether I'm here, that's plus 37. Touch with feet. Now it's plus 11. They block. And if they don't block the follow-up, they're going to get opened up. Let's just look at the frames again. Okay, 10, 12. Okay, it's not a gel. It's almost a gel, sorry. But you had enough hit advantage, block advantage, that this one becomes really dangerous. So technically, they have time to crouch after. So if they make a strong read, you're going to get caught. But if they push a button, if they don't keep blocking, this is going to actually touch them. So this is why the Air Razorang is so strong, because of the plus frames at the end. So even if you're here, right? Then it's your turn to keep moving forward. Especially if you are up here, then you have more options. You can touch with back 1. You can go ahead with the overhead. You have to take a small step forward if you want to go with the back 3. Regardless, Razorang is strong because of the framed, and because you have an unblockable, I mean a unduckable mid in it, right? So both of them are mids. One of them tracks even from full screen. So it's chip damage. Look at the chip that she's taking right there. Look at the chip. Look at how much this is just for blocking an attack. Anyways, there's that. You can use it from everywhere. And then you have the Adenian Spark, which is a counter zoning tool essentially, or just a zoning tool. And since Jade can glow, she becomes like the best zoner in the game, especially against other zoners. What are you going to do against a Jade that does that to you, right? You can't do anything. Other than if you're like Liu Kang, then you can fire kick from like up here and then hurt her and avoid the low. But most people are like Raiden, but most people are not going to be able to defend against this, and they just have to take the chip damage. And that's why zoning is so strong, because of the chip damage. The chip damage in this game, in my opinion, is just too strong. But anyway, so that's one of the variations. Yeah, you don't want to mix up with the Adenian Spark from up close. You might as well mix up with the Delia's Dance. Plus, you have time to react. You're like, oh, this is on block. And then you amp it, right? Oh, this is on block, you amp it. Yeah, otherwise you have the overhead. Or you can do that. Not that. You can do this. God damn it. This here. It's on block, you amp it. On block, you amp it. Or there's the overhead. So there are mix-ups right there. Okay, so that's the variation that Tekken Master used. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.